Chapter 1. The Boy from Boston.
Think of a cold city, a gray sky, a small street near the sea. The houses are made of wood. The air smells of salt water and smoke. It is early morning, and the city is just waking up. This is Boston. The year is 1706. In a small house on Milk Street, a baby is born. His name is Benjamin. He is not a special baby. He is not a prince. He is not rich. His father makes candles and soap from animal fat. The house is small. The family is big, very, very big. Benjamin has 16 brothers and sisters. 16. Imagine that house. Imagine all those voices, all those hungry mouths, all that noise. But in the middle of all that noise, there is one boy who is always watching, always listening, always thinking. That boy is Benjamin. His father, Josiah, is a quiet and serious man. He works hard every day. He stands over big pots of hot, smelly animal fat. He makes candles. He makes soap. It is not beautiful work, but it is honest work. Every evening, Josiah does something unusual. He invites a friend to dinner. Not just any friend, a smart friend, a thinking friend. And at the dinner table, they talk. They talk about ideas, about the world, about how things work. Little Benjamin sits and listens. He never forgets those conversations. Josiah looks at Benjamin one day and thinks, this boy is smart. Maybe he can go to Harvard. Maybe he can become a minister. So at age 8, Benjamin goes to the Boston Latin School. And something happens. He is good, very, very good. He moves to the top of his class, fast, then faster. His teachers are surprised. His father is proud. But then, 1 year later, Benjamin leaves school. Why? Money. Josiah looks at his wallet. He looks at his 16 children. He looks at the bills, and he makes a hard decision. School is finished. Benjamin must work. He is 9 years old. Now, Benjamin works in his father's shop. He cuts the wicks for candles. He stands near the big, hot, smelly pots all day. He hates it. Oh, he really hates it. He looks out the window. He looks at the sea. He wants to go. He wants to sail away to somewhere new, somewhere big, somewhere full of ideas. One day, he tells his father, I want to go to sea. Josiah says, no, no. But Benjamin does not stop dreaming. He cannot. Because Benjamin Franklin is not a boy who sits still, not inside, not in his mind. He reads every book he can find. He borrows books from friends, from shops, from anyone. He reads late at night by candlelight. He reads in the morning before work. He reads and reads and reads. One book changes everything. It is a small book. Simple words, but big ideas. Ideas about how ordinary people can make their world better. Benjamin reads it again and again. Something is growing inside him. He loves the water. He swims in the Charles River near his house. He is a very good swimmer. One day, he makes small paddles for his hands to swim faster. He experiments. He tries new things. And kites. Oh, he loves kites. One windy day, He takes his kite to a pond. Then he lies on his back in the water. He holds the kite string, and the wind pulls him slowly across the water. He floats. He laughs. He looks up at the sky. Wow. This boy, this dreaming, thinking, swimming, reading boy, he is going to change the world. He just doesn't know it yet.
Chapter 2. The Printer's Boy. Boston, 1718. Benjamin is 12 years old. 12. His father looks at him one morning and makes a decision. Benjamin needs a job, a real job. Not candles, not soap, something better. So Josiah takes Benjamin on a walk through the city. They visit a carpenter, a bricklayer, a metal worker. They walk from shop to shop. Benjamin watches. He looks at everything carefully, but nothing feels right. Then they walk into a printing shop, and Benjamin stops. He looks at the big machine. He looks at the small metal letters. He watches the printer pick up each tiny letter, one by one, and build words, then sentences, then a whole page. This is it. His brother James has a printing shop. James is 21 years old. He is serious, he is strict, and he needs help. So Benjamin signs a paper. He will work for James for 9 years, 9 long years. No money, just food, just a bed, just the work. He is 12 years old, and his future is already decided. But then, something wonderful happens. Benjamin discovers that a printing shop is not just ink and paper, it is ideas. Every day, new pages come through his hands. Government papers, news, books, stories, letters. Benjamin reads everything. He reads while he works. He reads during his lunch. He reads at night. And slowly, he starts to write. He copies essays from an old English magazine called The Spectator. He reads one essay, then he closes the magazine. Then he tries to write the same essay from memory in his own words. Then he opens the magazine again. He compares. He finds his mistakes. He tries again, again and again and again. This boy is building something, brick by brick, word by word. One night in 1722, Benjamin has an idea, a dangerous idea. His brother James has a newspaper, the New England Courant. It is a bold paper. It says things that other papers are afraid to say. Benjamin wants to write for it, but James will never say yes. Benjamin is just the boy, just the apprentice, just the little brother. So Benjamin does something clever. He writes an essay, late at night, alone by candlelight. He writes in the voice of a woman, a widow named Silence Doe Good, a funny, wise, ordinary woman with opinions about everything. He disguises his handwriting, and one morning, very early before anyone arrives, he slides the essay under the door of the printing shop. And he waits. Wow. The next day, James picks up the essay. He reads it. His eyes go wide. He calls his friends. They all read it. They laugh. They are amazed. Who is this woman? Who is Silence Doe Good? They print it immediately. Boston loves her. Letters arrive at the shop. People want more. Men, real men, write letters to the newspaper asking Silence Doe Good to marry them. And Benjamin sits in the corner, setting type, cleaning ink, doing his work, and he smiles. Nobody knows. Nobody suspects. The boy in the corner is Silence Do Good.
He writes 14 essays. 14! Then one day, James finds out. James is not happy. James is furious. He feels foolish. His little brother, his apprentice, fooled everyone, fooled him. The beatings get worse. The shouting gets louder. The shop feels smaller and smaller every day. Then something changes. James makes a mistake with the government. He writes something they don't like. They put him in jail for 3 weeks. And Benjamin runs the shop alone. He is 16 years old. He prints the newspaper. He makes the decisions. He does everything. And he is good at it. James comes home from jail. He looks at his little brother, and something is different now. Something has shifted between them. The situation gets worse and worse. James hits Benjamin. James shouts. James controls. And Benjamin thinks, enough. He sells some of his books, his precious books, the ones he saved for, the ones he loved. He sells them for money. He finds a ship going to New York. He tells nobody. One quiet morning in September 1723, Benjamin Franklin walks away. He is 17 years old. He has a little money. He has no plan. He has no friends waiting for him. He has only one thing: himself. And sometimes that is enough.
Chapter 3. The City of Fresh Starts. Think of a young man on a boat. The water is cold. The wind is strong. The sky is gray. He has a little money in his pocket. He has no family waiting, no friends, no job. He is 17 years old, and he is completely alone. New York is smaller than Boston, quieter. Benjamin walks through the streets looking for work. He finds the only printer in the city, a man named William Bradford. Bradford looks at this young man, this tired, travel-worn boy. "Sorry," he says, "no work here. But," he says, "go to Philadelphia. My son Andrew is there. He has a printing shop. Maybe he can help." Philadelphia. Benjamin has never heard much about Philadelphia, but he has nothing else, so he goes. The journey is long and hard. First, a boat across the water, then a storm hits. The boat shakes, the rain pours. A man next to Benjamin falls into the water. Benjamin pulls him out. Then he walks 50 miles through mud and rain. His shoes are wet, his clothes are wet. He is sick, he is exhausted. He thinks about turning back, but he doesn't. Benjamin Franklin never turns back. One early October morning, he arrives, Philadelphia. He steps off the boat onto the Market Street wharf. He stands still for a moment and looks at the city. It is bigger than he expected. The streets are wide and straight. The people move quickly. Ships sit in the harbor from every corner of the world. There is noise, there is life, there is something in the air. Possibility. But first, he is starving. He walks up Market Street and finds a bakery. He asks for bread. The baker gives him 3 enormous rolls, much bigger than he expected. Benjamin tucks one roll under each arm. He holds the third in his hands and starts eating, walking and eating, hair messy, clothes dirty, cheeks full of bread. He looks ridiculous, and he knows it. Wow. Then he sees her, a girl, standing in a doorway, watching him. She has dark hair. She is maybe 16 or 17. She looks at this strange, messy boy walking down the street with bread rolls under his arms, and she laughs. Her name is Deborah Reed. Benjamin looks at her. She looks at him. He will never forget that moment. He finds Andrew Bradford's printing shop. "Sorry," says Andrew, "no work right now. But," he says, "try Samuel Kamer, another printer in town. He needs help." Benjamin finds Kamer. Kamer is a strange man, big ideas, bad equipment, messy shop. He doesn't really know printing very well, but he needs someone who does. Benjamin starts work the next day. And Philadelphia notices him, because Benjamin Franklin is not easy to ignore. He works harder than anyone. He knows more than anyone. He is polite. He is curious. He asks good questions. He listens carefully. Word travels through this small city. There is a young man at Keimer's shop, a remarkable young man. One day, the door of the shop opens. A man walks in, an important man. Everyone can see it, the way he stands, the way he dresses. His name is Sir William Keith. He is the governor of Pennsylvania. The governor. He has come specifically to meet Benjamin. They talk. They eat dinner together at a tavern. They talk about ideas, about printing, about business, about the future. And then the governor says something extraordinary. "I will help you," he says. "I will help you open your own printing shop. But first, you must go to London, buy the best equipment. I will give you letters of credit. I will give you letters of introduction. Everything will be ready for you." Benjamin listens. His heart beats fast. His own shop, his own business, his own future. He believes every word. He goes home to Boston first to show his father the governor's letter, to make Josiah proud. Josiah reads the letter. He looks at his son. He is proud, yes, but something feels wrong to him. Benjamin is too young, he thinks, not ready. He will not give money. Benjamin returns to Philadelphia. He tells the governor. The governor smiles. "Don't worry," he says. "I will pay for everything. Go to London. The letters will be waiting for you." November 1724. Benjamin stands on a ship. The cold Atlantic wind blows in his face. He is 18 years old. He is sailing to London, the greatest city in the world. He thinks about his shop, his future, his life. He thinks about Deborah Reed, the girl in the doorway. He promised to come back soon. He promised they would be together. The ship moves slowly away from the shore. Philadelphia gets smaller and smaller. Then it disappears. Benjamin Franklin is sailing toward London. He doesn't know it yet, but the governor's letters don't exist. There is no money. There are no introductions. There is nothing waiting for him. Only a city, only himself, and a very long road ahead. Chapter 4. London and Back.
London, December 1724. Think of the biggest city in the world. 600,000 people, enormous buildings, crowded streets, the smell of coal smoke and river water, the sound of horses and shouting and church bells ringing through the cold winter air. Benjamin Franklin steps off the ship. He is 18 years old, and his eyes go wide. He goes immediately to find the governor's letters. He asks, he waits, he asks again. They are not there. He asks more questions. Slowly, the truth becomes clear. Governor Keith's letters do not exist. They never existed. The governor made promises he never intended to keep. He did this to many people. It was simply his way. Benjamin stands alone in the greatest city in the world. No money, no letters, no friends, no way home. But Benjamin does not cry. He does not panic. He thinks. He has one thing nobody can take from him: his skill. He finds a printing shop, Samuel Palmer's shop, and walks in. He shows them what he can do. His hands move fast. His work is clean. His knowledge is deep. They hire him the same day. London is cold and expensive and enormous, but Benjamin Franklin has a job. He works. He saves money. He reads. He explores. London is like nothing he has ever seen. Coffee houses on every corner, full of writers, scientists, politicians, thinkers. Benjamin walks in. He listens. He talks. He asks questions. He meets people who have read every book, who have seen every country, who have thought about every idea. And something happens to Benjamin in London. He grows. Not taller, deeper. But he is not perfect, not yet. He has a friend, James Ralph, who spends all of Benjamin's money on theater and entertainment. He lets him. He is young. He is far from home. He wants to have fun. And Deborah Reed. Pause. He writes her one letter. One. He tells her he is not coming back soon. Then he stops writing. He knows it is wrong. He feels it, but he does nothing. This is one of the great mistakes of his life. He will carry it for many years.
18 months pass. Then one day, a man changes everything. His name is Thomas Denham, a Quaker merchant. Benjamin met him on the ship coming to London. A kind man, an honest man, a good man. Denham is returning to Philadelphia. He wants Benjamin to come with him, to work in his shop, to start fresh. Benjamin looks at London. He looks at his life here. He thinks about Philadelphia, about the wide streets, about the ships in the harbor, about a girl laughing in a doorway. He says yes. On the ship back to America, Benjamin sits quietly and thinks. He thinks about everything he has seen, everything he has done, everything he has done wrong. He takes out a piece of paper, and he writes 4 rules for his life. Live simply, tell the truth, work hard, say nothing bad about others. 4 rules. He is 20 years old, and he is finally, truly, beginning to grow up. Later in his life, he will add more. He will make a list of 13 virtues, 13 ways to be a better man. He will carry a small book and check himself every single day. Was I honest today? Was I kind? Did I work hard? Did I waste time? Every evening, every day, for the rest of his life. This is not a man who gives up on himself. This is a man who never stops trying to be better. October 1726. The ship arrives in Philadelphia. Benjamin Franklin is 20 years old. He steps onto the wharf, the same wharf where he arrived 3 years ago, hungry, dirty, alone, with bread rolls under his arms. He looks at the city. This time, he is ready. He doesn't know it yet, but he is about to build something extraordinary. Not just a business, not just a life, something that will last for centuries.
Chapter 5. The Man with a Plan. Philadelphia, 1727. Benjamin Franklin is 21 years old. He has been to London and back. He has been fooled by a governor. He has made mistakes. He has learned hard lessons. But now he is ready. He goes back to work at Keimer's printing shop. The same messy shop, the same strange boss. But this time, Benjamin is different. He is not just working, he is watching. He is learning. He is planning. One autumn evening, Benjamin invites a small group of friends to meet. They are not rich men. They are not powerful men. They are printers, shopkeepers, tradesmen, young men with hungry minds and empty pockets. Benjamin has an idea. Let us meet every week, he says. Let us talk. Let us ask questions. Let us help each other grow. They call the group the Junto. Every Friday evening, they sit together. Benjamin has written a list of questions for them. Have you read a good book lately? Have you seen someone doing something clever? Have you heard of a problem in the city that needs a solution? They talk for hours. Then, in 1728, everything moves fast. Benjamin leaves Keimer. He opens his own printing shop with a friend named Hugh Meredith. His own shop. He works like a man on fire. He arrives first in the morning. He leaves last at night. He wheels paper through the streets himself so people can see how hard he works. He wears simple clothes. He speaks simply. He never shows off, but everybody notices him.
1 year later, 1729, Benjamin buys a failing newspaper, the Pennsylvania Gazette. Nobody wants it. It is losing money. It is boring. But Benjamin sees something others don't. He starts writing. He makes the newspaper funny. He makes it interesting. He makes it brave. It says things other papers are afraid to say. Philadelphia starts reading. Then Philadelphia starts talking about it. Then everyone wants a copy. Wow! Benjamin Franklin is 23 years old, and he owns the most successful newspaper in the colonies. But he doesn't stop. He never stops. In 1731, he looks around Philadelphia and notices something. Books are expensive. Most people cannot afford them. He has a simple idea. What if a group of people each put in a little money and together they buy books that everyone can borrow? He talks to his Junto friends. They love it. They create the Library Company of Philadelphia, the first public lending library in America. Today, nearly 300 years later, it still exists. Then he looks at the city again. The streets are dark at night, dangerous. He proposes street lamps. People listen. The buildings are made of wood. When one catches fire, everything burns. He creates the Union Fire Company, a group of volunteers trained to fight fires together, fast, organized, effective. It works so well that other cities copy it. And then, the almanac. In 1732, Benjamin writes a small book, an almanac. Every family in America needs one. It tells you about the weather, the seasons, the stars. But Benjamin adds something extra: wisdom. Short, simple, unforgettable words. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. God helps them that help themselves. He writes it under a made-up name, Poor Richard. Poor Richard's Almanac sells 10,000 copies every year for 25 years. Benjamin Franklin is building something enormous. Not just a business, not just a newspaper, not just a library. He is building a better city, brick by brick, idea by idea. And the city is starting to notice. The most powerful men in Philadelphia want to meet him now. They want his advice,
They want his help. This boy from a candle shop on Milk Street, this runaway apprentice who arrived in Philadelphia with bread rolls under his arms, he is becoming someone. And he is only just beginning.
Chapter 6. Lightning from the Sky. Philadelphia, 1743. One evening, Benjamin Franklin walks into a room and sees something that changes his life. A man from Scotland, Dr. Archibald Spencer, is giving a science show. He rubs a glass tube. Sparks fly into the air. Long, bright, crackling sparks. The crowd gasps. Benjamin stares. Ah! He cannot look away. What is this thing called electricity? Nobody really knows. Scientists in Europe are arguing about it. Some think it is magic. Some think it is two different forces. Nobody can agree. Benjamin wants to find out. He buys Dr. Spencer's equipment. He orders more from London. He sets up a small laboratory in his house. And he begins. Think of him there, late at night, candles burning, the house quiet. Benjamin Franklin sitting at his table with glass tubes and metal wires and small jars, testing, watching, writing everything down. He has no university degree. He has no teacher. He has no laboratory assistant. He is a 40-year-old printer teaching himself science. But his mind is extraordinary. He makes his first great discovery. Other scientists believe electricity is two different things, two different forces. Benjamin says no. There is only one force, he says, but some things have too much of it. He calls this positive, and some things have too little. He calls this negative. Positive, negative. We still use these words today, every single day. Then, one evening, he is sitting by his window during a storm. Lightning explodes across the sky, white and brilliant and enormous. Benjamin watches, and he thinks, that looks familiar. He looks at the sparks from his glass tubes. He looks at the lightning outside. Both make light. Both make sound. Both can start fires. Both travel through metal. What if, he thinks, lightning is just electricity? What if the sky and his little laboratory table are doing the same thing? It is a wild idea, a dangerous idea. Nobody has ever proven it. But Benjamin cannot let it go. June 1752. A stormy afternoon. Benjamin goes to a field outside Philadelphia. With him is his son, William. He has a kite, made of silk so the rain won't destroy it. At the top of the kite, a metal wire pointing up toward the clouds. At the bottom of the string, a metal key. He flies the kite into the dark storm clouds, and he waits. Nothing happens. The rain falls, the thunder rolls. The kite flies up into the gray sky. Still nothing. Then, he notices the loose threads on the kite string. They are standing up, each tiny thread reaching upward as if pulled by an invisible hand. Benjamin, slowly, carefully, brings his knuckle toward the metal key. A spark jumps. Wow! He has done it. Lightning is electricity.
The sky and the earth speak the same language. Benjamin Franklin has stolen fire from the heavens. But he doesn't stop there. He thinks, if lightning is electricity, and electricity travels through metal, then we can protect buildings. He designs a simple device, a pointed metal rod on the roof of a building, connected by a wire to the ground. When lightning comes, it travels safely down the rod and into the earth. The building is safe. The people inside are safe. The lightning rod. Simple, elegant, brilliant. Within a few years, lightning rods appear on buildings across America, then across Europe. Churches, palaces, ships, barns, homes. A device invented by a self-taught printer from Boston is saving lives everywhere. The world takes notice. The Royal Society of London, the most important group of scientists in the world, awards Benjamin Franklin the Copley Medal, the highest prize in science. No American has ever received it. Harvard gives him an honorary degree. Yale gives him an honorary degree. The University of St. Andrews in Scotland gives him a doctorate. From this day forward, everyone calls him Dr. Franklin. Benjamin Franklin, the boy who never finished school, the runaway apprentice, the printer covered in ink. He is now one of the most famous scientists in the world. And he is not finished yet. Not even close.
Chapter 7. The Politician. Philadelphia, 1751. Benjamin Franklin is 45 years old. He is rich. He is famous. He is the most celebrated scientist in America. He could sit back now. He could enjoy his life. He could rest. But Benjamin Franklin does not rest. He looks at Pennsylvania. He looks at the problems. He looks at the fights between the people and the government. And he thinks, I can help. The people of Philadelphia elect him to the Pennsylvania Assembly. He is now a politician. He works hard. He writes. He argues. He convinces. He gets things done. Streets get paved. Street lamps get installed. The city gets better. But there is a bigger problem. Pennsylvania is owned by a family, the Penn family. They live in England. They own the land. They make the rules. And they refuse, absolutely refuse, to pay taxes on their land. Even when people are dying on the frontier. Even when soldiers need money. Even when the colony is in danger. The Penns say, no. Benjamin is furious, but he stays calm. He thinks. He plans. Then, 1754. A big meeting. Albany, New York. Representatives from 7 colonies come together. The French are threatening from the north and west. The Native Americans are caught in the middle. War is coming. Benjamin arrives with an idea. A big idea. He calls it the Albany Plan of Union. What if, he says, all the colonies work together? What if they create one shared government for defense? Each colony sends representatives. Together, they are strong. He even draws a picture to explain it. A snake cut into pieces. Each piece is a colony. And underneath, 4 words: join or die. It is one of the first political cartoons in American history. The delegates listen. They debate.
They vote, and then they say no. Each colony wants to keep its own power. Nobody wants to share. Benjamin is disappointed, but not surprised. He knows this idea will come back. He knows that one day the colonies will have no choice. They will have to join, or they will die.
1757. The Pennsylvania Assembly makes a decision. They need someone to go to London to argue with the Penn family, to fight for the rights of the people. They choose Benjamin Franklin. He packs his bags. He says goodbye to Deborah. He sails across the Atlantic. Again. London welcomes him like a hero. His scientific fame has traveled before him. Scientists want to meet him. Philosophers want to talk to him. Aristocrats invite him to dinner. He joins clubs. He attends lectures. He travels through England and Scotland. He receives an honorary doctorate from the University of St. Andrews. In Edinburgh, he meets the great philosopher David Hume, the great economist Adam Smith. These are some of the best minds in the world, and they all want to talk to Benjamin Franklin. But he has work to do. He meets with the Penn family. The meetings are cold, difficult, angry. The Penns make it very clear they do not care about the people of Pennsylvania. They care about their money, their power, their land. Benjamin fights. He argues. He writes letters. He talks to government officials. Months pass. Then, years. He begins to see something he did not want to see. The British government does not think of the American colonies as partners. They think of them as property. Something to be used, something to be taxed, something to be controlled. Benjamin still loves England. He still loves being part of the great British Empire. He does not want to believe what he is seeing, but the truth is becoming harder and harder to ignore. He stays in London for 5 years, 5 long years away from home. He writes, he debates, he travels, he thinks, and slowly, something changes inside him. The man who left Philadelphia as a loyal British subject is becoming something else. He doesn't know it yet, but the world is about to change, and Benjamin Franklin will be in the middle of it.
Chapter 8. The Storm Breaks.
London, 1765. Something is changing. The air is different. The conversations are different. In the coffee houses, in the meeting rooms, and the corridors of power, something is building, like a storm. And Benjamin Franklin is standing right in the middle of it. The British government has a problem. The American colonies are expensive. Soldiers must be paid, roads must be built, wars must be fought. Who will pay? The British government says the Americans will pay. In 1765, they pass the Stamp Act. Every newspaper, every legal document, every piece of official paper in America must now have a special stamp on it, and the stamp costs money. America explodes. Benjamin is in London when it happens. He doesn't understand how angry people are. He has been away too long. He has been living in London, in fine houses, eating good dinners with philosophers and scientists. He makes a terrible mistake. He recommends his friend John Hughes for the job of stamp collector in Pennsylvania. In Philadelphia, the news hits like thunder.
Mobs form in the streets. People are furious. They threaten to burn Benjamin Franklin's house down. Deborah, alone, frightened, picks up a gun and refuses to leave. She is ready to defend her home. By herself. Benjamin understands now. He works fast. He fights the Stamp Act. He talks to members of Parliament. He writes. He argues. He explains. Then, February 1766, he gets his chance. He is called to speak before the House of Commons. For 4 hours, he answers questions, calmly, clearly, powerfully. He explains that Americans have always taxed themselves. He explains that they will not accept being taxed by a government they did not choose. He explains that if Britain continues, America will stop buying British goods entirely. Parliament listens, and Parliament repeals the Stamp Act. Wow. Benjamin Franklin is a hero again. But the celebrations don't last long. Britain tries again. New taxes, new laws, new insults. 1767, the Townshend Acts, more taxes on American goods. 1770, British soldiers in Boston fire into a crowd. 5 Americans die in the street. People call it the Boston Massacre. Benjamin is still in London, still trying to find a peaceful solution, still believing that reasonable men can work this out. But the space for peace is getting smaller. Every day, smaller. Then, 1773, something happens that destroys everything. Benjamin has some letters, private letters, written by the governor of Massachusetts, Thomas Hutchinson. In these letters, the governor says something shocking. The Americans must have fewer freedoms, he says. They must be controlled. Benjamin sends these letters to American leaders. He hopes to show them that the real problem is men like Hutchinson, not the whole British government. It doesn't work. The letters are published. America is furious. Britain is furious. And everyone wants to know who sent those letters. January 29th, 1774. Benjamin Franklin is called to a room in London called the Cockpit. It is named after the place where King Henry VIII once watched roosters fight. Today, Benjamin is the one who will be attacked. The room is full. 36 lords and officials sit in judgment. The gallery is packed with people who have come to watch. A man named Alexander Weatherburn stands up, and for 1 full hour he attacks Benjamin Franklin. He calls him a thief. He calls him a liar. He mocks his science. He insults his name. He shouts and points and performs for the crowd. The audience laughs. They cheer. And Benjamin Franklin stands perfectly still. He does not move. He does not speak. He does not show any emotion. He just stands there, in a suit of spotted velvet, and absorbs every word. When it is over, they strip him of his government position. His career in Britain is finished. He walks out of the cockpit in silence. But something has changed. The man who walked in still believed in the British Empire. The man who walked out did not. Then, terrible news from home. Deborah is dead. She died in Philadelphia, alone, without him. She waited for him for so many years. She managed his house. She raised his children. She defended his home with a gun. And he was not there at the end. Benjamin Franklin stands alone in London. He has lost his wife. He has lost his faith in the empire. There is nothing left for him here. March 1775. He boards a ship. He is 69 years old, tired, grieving, but not broken. On the long journey home, he sits at his desk and writes. He writes down everything that happened, every meeting, every insult, every broken promise. He writes it all down because he knows now there will be no peace. There will only be war. And he is sailing toward it.
Chapter 9. France and Freedom.
May 1775. Benjamin Franklin steps off the ship in Philadelphia. He is 69 years old. His body is tired. His heart is heavy. But the city around him is alive with something electric. 3 weeks earlier, in the small town of Lexington, Massachusetts, British soldiers and American farmers faced each other on a village green. Shots were fired. Men fell. The war has begun. The next day, Benjamin joins the Second Continental Congress. He is the oldest man in the room. Most of the delegates are young, passionate, angry, full of fire. Benjamin watches them. He listens. He remembers being young and certain that everything was simple. It is not simple. He serves on committee after committee. He works from early morning until late at night. He designs postal systems. He finds gunpowder. He writes plans for a new government. John Adams writes to his wife, "Benjamin Franklin does not hesitate at our boldest measures. He thinks we are not bold enough." Then, a committee of 5 men is chosen to write something very important. A declaration, a letter to the world. "We are free," it will say. "We are a new nation. We have the right to life, to liberty, to happiness." Benjamin is one of the 5. Thomas Jefferson, a young, brilliant writer from Virginia, writes the first draft. Benjamin reads it carefully. One sentence catches his eye. Jefferson wrote, "We hold these truths to be sacred and undeniable." Benjamin crosses it out. He writes something better. "We hold these truths to be self-evident." 4 words, and they change everything. Sacred means holy, given by God. Self-evident means obvious, anyone can see it. Reason, not religion. Logic, not faith. It is a small change, but it is a profound one. July 4th, 1776, the Declaration of Independence is approved. The delegates sign their names. They know what this means. If America loses this war, they are traitors. They will hang. Benjamin Franklin is 70 years old. He has money, he has fame, he has comfort. He has everything to lose. He picks up the pen and he signs. But a declaration is just words. America needs weapons. America needs ships. America needs an army. America needs help. There is only one country powerful enough to challenge Britain: France. And there is only one man in America famous enough to walk into the French court and be taken seriously: Benjamin Franklin. In October 1776, he boards a ship. The Atlantic in autumn is cold and rough. The crossing takes over a month. Benjamin is sick with gout. His skin hurts. His body aches. But he goes. December 3rd, 1776, he arrives in France, and immediately he understands something important. His job is not just diplomacy, it is theater. The French love ideas, they love philosophy, they love the romantic image of the brave American fighting for freedom against the mighty British Empire. Benjamin gives them what they love.
He takes off his wig. His natural gray hair falls loose. He puts on a simple fur cap, the kind worn by frontier hunters in Canada. He looks like the wise man from the wilderness, the natural philosopher, the sage of the New World. The French are enchanted. His face appears on medallions, on rings, on snuff boxes. Women style their hair to look like him. They call it coiffure à la Franklin. Wow! But behind the fur cap and the dinner parties, Benjamin is working. Every conversation is a negotiation. Every friendship is a tool. Every smile is a strategy. He meets with the French foreign minister, the Comte de Vergennes. Vergennes is cautious. He wants to hurt Britain, but he doesn't want to back a losing side. He needs proof that America can win. Then, autumn 1777, news arrives from America. At a place called Saratoga in New York, an entire British army has surrendered to the Americans. 6,000 British soldiers captured. It is the greatest American victory of the war. Benjamin reads the news and he moves immediately. He goes to Vergennes. Now, he says, now is the time. Vergennes agrees. February 6, 1778. 2 treaties are signed in Paris. France and America, allies. France will fight alongside America. France will send money, ships, soldiers, weapons. The balance of the war has shifted forever. Benjamin Franklin has done it. He has convinced the most powerful kingdom in Europe to stand beside a revolution that is trying to create something the world has never seen before, a nation built on an idea. He stays in France for 7 more years, 7 years of dinners and diplomacy and difficult negotiations. 7 years of pain from gout and kidney stones, 7 years away from home. But he stays because his country needs him. And in 1783, when the war is finally over, Benjamin Franklin sits at a table in Paris, and he signs the Treaty of Paris. Britain recognizes American independence. The revolution is complete. Benjamin Franklin leans back in his chair. He is 77 years old. He is very, very tired, and he is very, very proud.
Chapter 10. The Last Great Man. Philadelphia, September 1785. A ship arrives in the harbor. An old man steps off onto the dock. He is 79 years old. He walks slowly. His body hurts. His hair is white and thin. He leans on a walking stick. But when the people of Philadelphia see him, they erupt. Church bells ring, crowds fill the streets. People are crying, people are cheering. Children are lifted onto shoulders to see him. Benjamin Franklin is home. He has been gone for nearly 10 years. 10 years in France. 10 years of diplomacy and danger and pain. 10 years away from the city he loves. He goes to his house. He sits in his garden. He looks at the sky. He is tired. He is old. He is in pain. But there is one more thing he must do. May 1787, Philadelphia. A hot, sweltering summer. Delegates arrive from 12 states. They gather in a building called the State House. The new nation is in trouble.
The states are fighting with each other. The government is weak. There is no money. There is no unity. They must write a new constitution, a new plan for how to govern this new country. Benjamin Franklin is 81 years old. His body is so weak that he cannot walk the few blocks from his house to the State House. So, prisoners from the local jail carry him through the streets in a sedan chair. He arrives. He takes his seat. He is by far the oldest man in the room. The summer is brutal. The windows of the State House are kept closed to keep the debates secret. The heat is suffocating. The arguments are endless. Large states fight with small states. Northern states fight with southern states. The whole project threatens to collapse. Mostly, Benjamin listens. His voice is too weak now. When he wants to speak, he writes his words on paper, and a younger delegate reads them aloud. But his presence changes everything. When Benjamin Franklin sits in that room, everyone knows this is serious, this is important, this is real. September 17, 1787. The Constitution is finished. But some delegates have doubts. Some are unhappy. Some are threatening not to sign. Benjamin asks to speak. A young man named James Wilson reads his words aloud. "I have lived a long time," Benjamin writes, "and the longer I live, the more I doubt my own judgment. I do not agree with everything in this Constitution, but I have been wrong before, many times, and I have learned that no group of men can ever make a perfect document. This one is as close as we will get. I ask every man here who still has doubts to doubt himself, as I doubt myself, and to sign this Constitution for the sake of our country." The room is silent. Then, one by one, the delegates walk forward, and they sign. Benjamin watches from his chair. He looks at the carved wooden sun on the back of George Washington's chair. He has looked at it all summer and wondered, is that sun rising or setting? Now he knows. "It is rising," he says quietly. "It is definitely rising." His public life is nearly over, but there is one last fight: slavery. Benjamin Franklin has lived with this contradiction all his life. He owned slaves once. He knew it was wrong. He wrote about it. He argued about it. Now, in the last months of his life, he acts. He becomes president of the Pennsylvania Society for the Abolition of Slavery. And in February 1790, 2 months before his death, he sends a petition to Congress. "End slavery," it says. It is his last public act. April 17, 1790. Benjamin Franklin dies at his home in Philadelphia. He is 84 years old. His daughter Sarah is with him. His grandsons are with him. He is not alone. At the end, someone suggests he move position in bed so he can breathe more easily. Benjamin Franklin opens his eyes. "A dying man," he says quietly, "can do nothing easy." And then he is gone. 20,000 people line the streets for his funeral. Half the city of Philadelphia. The procession moves slowly through the streets he helped to build, past the library he founded, past the fire station he created, past the university he helped to start. Church bells ring. In France, the government declares 3 days of mourning. Think about what this man did. He was born in a 2-room house, the 15th child of a candlemaker. He left school at 10 years old. And yet, he invented the lightning rod, the bifocal glasses, the Franklin stove. He founded the first public library in America, the first volunteer fire department, the first public hospital. He proved that lightning is electricity. He charted the Gulf Stream. He invented the electric battery. He helped write the Declaration of Independence. He negotiated the alliance with France that won the war. He signed the Treaty of Paris. He helped write the Constitution. He is the only person to sign all 4 of the great documents that created the United States. Maybe he was right. Because nearly 300 years later, we are still reading his story. We are still learning from his life. We are still inspired by this boy from Boston, this printer, this scientist, this diplomat, this revolutionary, this first American. Benjamin Franklin, a man who proved that where you begin does not decide where you end. That one curious mind, working hard, never giving up, can change the world.